Every morning she woke up with hope. A message, a call, a sign. But silence was all she got. Ariba had built her world around someone who never truly showed up for her. She gave, she waited, she prayed, she broke. Her friends told her to move on. But how do you move on when your heart is still chained to a ghost? And that's where her true story begins, not with heartbreak, but with awakening. Because suffering, when used correctly, becomes a teacher. And from that pain, Ariba discovered something ancient, powerful and rare. She discovered the law of detachment. In Stoicism, detachment isn't about apathy. It's not about becoming cold or heartless. It's not about pretending you don't care. Detachment is about power. The law of detachment teaches us this. You must live with everything but cling to nothing. This means loving deeply, but knowing that people are not possessions. This means working with passion but not allowing success or failure to define your worth. This means being in the world, but not a slave to it. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." Detachment isn't the absence of emotion, it's the mastery of it. Back to Ariba. When she found Stoicism, she was shattered. Sleepless nights, shaky hands, unanswered prayers. But slowly, page by page, lesson by lesson, she learned to take her power back. Instead of waiting for his text, she began journaling like Marcus Aurelius. Instead of asking why he left, she asked why she gave so much to someone who never gave her peace. She began practicing voluntary discomfort, turning off her phone for hours, walking alone, sitting with silence, facing the void. And the void started to speak, not in noise, but in clarity. "He didn't break me. I broke myself by attaching to someone who was never mine to begin with." And that's when she felt it. Freedom. Not loud, not explosive, but quiet. Like a breeze after a long storm. Detachment doesn't mean quitting your job, leaving your relationships, or running from life. It means you do everything with effort, but with no desperation. It means you love with all your heart, but your peace does not depend on whether they stay or leave. It means you understand this truth. Everything in life is borrowed: your body, your loved ones, your possessions, your time. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free," and true bravery is in letting go of what you cannot control, because control is an illusion. The only real control you have is over your response. Even modern psychology confirms this. Attachment to outcomes leads to anxiety. Obsession with people leads to codependency. And the most peaceful people? They focus on effort, not outcome. They live by what Stoics called the dichotomy of control. What I control: my thoughts, my actions, my intentions. What I don't control: other people, the past, the future, death. The law of detachment is the foundation of this mindset. When you detach, you stop suffering twice, once from life's pain, and once from resisting it. Let me be clear. You can still love your partner deeply, still want success, still dream big, but you detach by knowing that nothing outside you should decide how you feel inside. You stop saying, "I can't live without them. If I fail, I'm nothing. If they leave, I'm broken." And you start saying, "I'll give my best and accept the rest. I love you, but I don't own you. If it's meant for me, it will find me." That's Stoicism. That's freedom. Ariba never got the apology she wanted, but she no longer needed it. She stopped checking his profile, stopped waiting for closure. She became her own closure. She went on to write her own blog, helping girls who had once been like her. She started walking taller, smiling deeper, living freer, because now she knew. Detachment wasn't losing him, it was finding herself. The law of detachment is the ultimate power. It turns suffering into serenity. It turns loss into light. So, if you're holding on to someone who left, if you're scared to fail, if you're trapped in needing validation, remember this: let go, not because you don't care, but because your soul was never meant to live in chains. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs it. Comment the word freedom below if you're ready to live with detachment. And remember, the world will try to control you, but you hold the key. Subscribe to our channel, where we turn ancient wisdom into modern power. Until next time, live free and die wise.